Here are 15 of the best Ask Reddit stories for today. I hope you enjoy and remember to subscribe. It really helps us out. We post new videos every day.
What are some very comforting facts? The vast majority of people with a first-time seizure will never have another seizure again and will not need lifelong anti-seizure medication. Everybody gets one freebie. The North Pacific humpback whale population is estimated to be 15x greater than it was 60 years ago. Middle or even low-income people in developed countries are living a much more comfortable life than the richest people centuries or even millennia ago, in large part thanks to modern medicine making death from a mere infection no longer a near-guaranteed death. The pollen that bees collect on their legs as they pollinate flowers are called pollinator pants, so next time you see bees hard at work, take a look at their legs, and you might be able to see the pants depending on how much they've pollinated. What is incorrectly perceived as a sign of intelligence? People seem to think if you are rich with a good job you must be smart. Generally speaking, I've only met one rich person I would consider smart. The rest? Oof. I seriously wonder how some of them passed grade school. Silence. I've been told so many times that I'm thoughtful and a deep thinker, but really I can't figure out what to say. Lol. Well, thank you for the gold and silver. I am so rich. Therefore I am smart, SMRT smart. I'm living in China right now and everyone keeps calling me intelligent as I'm bald and left-handed. Using big words or complicated language when trying to explain something or talking about a difficult subject. The smartest people can actually make it sound simple, cornering people in arguments with bullying tactics and acting like it means they won. What improved your life so much, you wished you did sooner? I stopped living my life just waiting for the weekend. When you work 5 days a week and have just 2 off, it's not good to be always waiting for those 2 days. You can plan something meaningful or fun every day, even if it's just a small thing. Edit. Wow, thanks for all the awards. I'm glad others have found this comment helpful. To talk about my depression. Don't be too afraid to seek for help. Flossing. Actually, I use a water pick now. Now my hygiene and cleaning visits are a breeze, and I haven't had a cavity in years. Learned Spanish. Now I have a lot of amazing Latino friends and I got a lot of great gigs and opportunities because of it. What's a harsh reality that everybody needs to hear? Children's first bullies are often their parents. Edit. Thank you for the award. Edit 2. Thank you for the awards. Most people should not be on social media of any kind because they cannot handle what it does to them mentally. It is not about socialization, it's about corporations monetizing your life. Whatever you say can and will be used against you. Physical appearance matters. Almost everyone is shallow, and if you are ugly, people might treat you as inferior and you will have disadvantages in almost every aspects of life, i.e. pretty privilege or halo effect. Look that up. As an ugly person I confirm. Some people will hurt you, and they won't care how you feel about it. Life is not automatically easier just because you're a good person. You can love someone with all of your heart and not be loved back in the same way. Bad things can happen to good people. Good things can happen to bad people. It's unfair. It's life. What is something about yourself that sounds totally made up but is 100 real? I built a 13-foot tall T-Rex with Christopher Walken's head, and New York Magazine called it highbrow and brilliant. My dad's name is Luigi and my uncle's name is Mario. They are brothers. I forgot to add that my dad is also a plumber. I am allergic to lettuce. Like I carry an EpiPen allergic. I was once sponsored by the Kronk Energy Drink Company for sailing. I imagine I was the only sailor on their list. I literally just emailed them saying that I sailed and asked if they wanted me to put stickers on my boat. They sent me a few cases of the drink, t-shirts, hats, the works. My car was known as the Kronk Mobile. I saw the former Prime Minister of Poland in his underwear. A horse threw me in the air when I was a child. But I wasn't on his back. He grabbed the skin of my back with his teeth and yeeted me. What's an inexpensive hobby most people can get into? I collect the rubber bands the postman drops and now I have a rubber band ball 18 across. All free, all mine. Hiking. If you have a comfortable pair of walking shoes and the ability to get to a large park, walking is pretty cheap and relaxing. Sketching, writing, rock collecting, nature collecting, wood carving can be expensive, but you can also use a pocket knife and some basswood. Cell phone photography. If you already have a cell phone. Edit. Closed my parentheses. Exercise. You can do plenty of routines like crunches, squats, push-ups, sit-ups and jogging and not spend a cent beyond a decent pair of shoes for jogging in. Drawing, reading, writing, singing, photography even with just your smartphone, running, hiking, bird watching. The list goes on. What's something you find weird that is 100 normal? The fact humans drink other animals' milk. Like that liquid isn't for us. People find the thought of drinking human milk gross, but it's especially formulated for us. It's something that should be consumed for nutrients when we're babies, not a regular drink. Cheering in a crowd. I just can't bring myself to woo. As a dog owner and cat owner, I sometimes look at them and think, there is literally an animal living in my house whose ancestors ran free and hunted other animals, and it is just laying upside down all cute on its bed beside me and also can't eat unless I give it food. So I guess that gravity, dancing. Like people flail around in weird and awkward ways to sounds. What is the best loophole that you've ever found? Local radio station had a contest where you call in when they play same artist back to back to win a prize. Turns out they had a now playing and up next feature on their website. My girlfriend at the time would start calling in before the second song even came on. Won tons of prizes ranging from concert tickets to a laptop. Back in the 90s, Dr. Pepper ran a promotion where you could win stuff from the bottle caps, including a free Dr. Pepper. You just paid for the new soda with the winning bottle cap. I learned that you could look up the bottle and barely read what was written on the inside of the cap. I bought one Dr. Pepper and continued to win maybe 30 or so more Dr. Peppers. As a teen, an unlimited supply of soda was amazing. What is too expensive but shouldn't be? Bras. Who got away with making them so expensive? Funerals. Ticketmaster fees. All these ticketing site fees are out of control, really. Those service fees. Lettuce is now way more expensive than avocados. What isn't expensive nowadays? Life in general is expensive. Dental work. Printer ink. Popeyes 8-piece with 4 biscuits and mashed potatoes $35 Troy, Alabama. Food. Insulin and EpiPens. Adoption process overall. I agree there should be checks etc. The process itself is difficult and draining between legal fees etc. My young son said, why is it so expensive to do something good? He had a point. College tuition in the US. Life. What's something you learned embarrassingly late in life? I'm from Mississippi and until I was 18 I thought that everyone else in the country counted with their own state. Instead of 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi they would count 1 Nevada, 2 Nevada, or 1 Maryland, 2 Maryland etc. That his name wasn't actually Yosemite Sam, it's Yosemite Sam. Why I was really young my sister told me she threw her guts up. So I was really afraid of vomiting my entire insides up for years. I didn't know tortilla chips were made out of tortillas until I was 20 years old and saw the line cook at my job cut up a tortilla and throw it in the deep fryer. Until I was in school for environmental studies, I thought morning dove was morning dove. I usually heard them calling in the mornings, so morning made sense to me. I thought sedan was a car brand until I was 22. What is something you can't believe people like? People who are enamored by currently incarcerated murderers. The fact that people write fan letters or letters of love to people who have murdered their spouse and loved ones is insane to me. The people who harass and disturb others in public just for views and clout. Watching people suffer is a joke. Being busy or making plans every day. I need alone rest time at least 1 day a week where I have no plans or obligations. Anything less and I burn out. The plastic surgeon who is making all these celebrities look like clones of each other. Going to really overcrowded events. People tattooing their eyes. Those kid shows where parents exploit their children to make content. Especially the prank kind. Anyone who lets their kids watch that sucks too. What do we need to stop teaching the children? Kids learn by watching us. Whatever we want kids to do or not do starts with grown-ups addressing our own hang-ups. Full stop. That play ends when you reach adulthood. Play is important, even when we're grown. That failure is something to be ashamed of and to avoid at all costs. We all fail sometimes and we need to be able to accept that. That you need talent to be good at something. To push down their feelings and never cry. You don't heal unless you work through your emotions. Support them, don't scold. That you need to be friends with everyone. To just ignore bullies. As a former teacher, it does nothing to address the issue. The bullying persists 100 of the time. You are perfect. No, you are not. It's important to know your weaknesses and focus on your strengths. What's the luckiest thing that's ever happened to you? I had my car stolen when I was 19. A few months later I was driving my new car from Seattle to Portland at 3 a.m., no other traffic around, and my stolen car passed me on my left. I followed the guy for about 120 miles back to Portland. At one point he pulled beside me and waved at me, thinking we were road rally pals. I returned a death stare. Followed him home, called the cops and got my car back. When I think of what had to align for my car to find me again, it blows my mind. Somebody knocked a glass bottle of Snapple off the shelf and I had to go clean it up. I looked at the cap and it was a winner from their prize event. It was for a $500 gift card. What everyday skill becomes suspicious if you're too good at it? Weighing small quantities and knowing convenient reference weights, e.g. the weights of currency. Identifying off-white powders. Being able to tell who is in the bathroom with you at work. Recognizing people's smells can get kind of weird when you're good at it. When I was 10-11 in school, if someone left a jumper on the playground and it didn't have a name in it, I would just smell it and give it back to whoever owned it. Once I grew up a bit more, I realized it was weird to smell people's clothes, so I stopped, but I can still recognize someone's possessions just by their smell. Being efficient at work. Finish too quickly and rest a minute. Lazy. Every place I've worked I always memorize each and every person. Names, physical features, and vehicle. Usually in case of an emergency, because you never know. It takes time, but you learn a lot. Guessing passwords. Getting stains out of carpet. What is a superpower that is underrated that you would want? There was a superhero that just had the powers of a door. The power to locate literally everything. Missing equipment? No need to tear though many rooms just to find it. Many missing people found. Did the Holy Grail exist? Time to find out. Illusions. The possibilities are endless. I read a decent one on here once. The power to refill anything. Cup half full. Refill bank account dropping low? Refill that guy you don't like? Constantly refill his bladder. Water breathing, that way I could finally get over my fear of water. I feel like a lie detecting ability would be amazing. Anti-gravity. It's a second or third tier power, but the possibilities are endless. What's a modern day scam that's become normalized and we don't realize it's a scam anymore? Employers insisting that employees not talk about their salaries and job listings not posting salaries. Credit scores. They started in 1989 and are designed to encourage debt. Hidden fees. Especially in the medical and hospitality industries. The fact that you cannot just buy software now. You buy a subscription and never actually own anything. Not being able to cancel a subscription online. I can subscribe in 5 minutes, but I need to call your service agents and am forced to be rude to them to cancel it, because as long as my voice sounds friendly they try to resell the damn subscription. Resort fees at hotels. Everything is a sneaky small monthly subscription. Transaction fees when using online banking. I do all the work filling out the form so a bank employee doesn't have to, yet I get charged the same.